Congratulations to the Canes. They won last night. Congratulations to Spencer Martin. He got to do something that I think we all wish we could do in life. Directly defeat somebody that stopped believing in you. Spencer Martin gets the last laugh against the Columbus Blue Jackets. I love when a player gets to prove it in a game against a team that bailed on him. He was waived by the Blue Jackets after making 10 starts this year. Didn't have the save percentage they were looking for. Wasn't a part of their future plans. Whatever their reasoning was, last night was a moment for Spencer Martin to show them everything they passed up on, and he did that. We're talking 20 saves. We're talking a win. We're talking the Blue Jackets have the second worst goals allowed average in the league. They allow the second most goals per game in the league, and they had to watch some guy they waived play for one of the best teams in the NHL against them and help them get a win. In a game, it was 4-2, final score. For those of you that weren't able to watch, it did feel closer than that, right? There was an empty net goal at the end. It did feel closer than that, and Spencer Martin made the plays he had to make. There were plays where he was on the power play he made. There were plays that there were saves, I should say, that a lesser goalie wouldn't have gotten to. That's exactly, like, what more could you all ask for? It happens in college football all the time, right? It happens in college sports, I should say, not football, all the time. Because you know everyone that didn't offer you a scholarship, right? You know everyone that didn't recruit you. So when you play against those teams, you want to go stick it to them. In professional sports, it's a little more difficult to see one that is that obvious. Spencer Martin made 10 starts with the Blue Jackets. They waived him. The Canes picked him up. He goes on. He's got 4 wins now. He starts in goal against the Blue Jackets in their home stadium, in their arena, comes away with the win. What's better than that, right? And it's on the ice, right? This isn't it's not the subjective, right? It's not, oh, we watched him, he played well. They were in the field of competition, right? The scoreboard does not lie. He played well enough to beat the team that didn't believe in him. Here's Spencer Martin after the game on the emotions of playing against his former team.
I haven't had a situation like that too often in my career, and I was trying to work myself up, stick it to them basically. But at the end of the day, I really enjoyed my time here, and especially seeing those guys in warm-ups, there was no hate or anything like that. It was actually really fun. So I basically was just fighting to stay competitive, even though I'm friends with those guys still.
Of course, it was fun. It wasn't competitive. You won. Of course there's no hate. You came out on top. Yeah, it was a great time. I just got to show them everything they missed out on. So fun and whimsical.
And really, just in the last 8 minutes of that game, Spencer Martin had to do nothing. Except just skate around to stay loose during dead whistles.
Just look good, right?
Fix the hair, take the helmet off, Gatorade bath.
Stay limber. Maybe pose for a couple pictures. Here's Brind'amour on Spencer Martin's game last night.
Yeah, he was good. There was a couple there where we left them kind of out to dry and came up with big saves at the right time. So that's what you need.
That's what you need. Gosh, I'm happy for that guy. And you know what else is happening? Pyotr Kochetkov, the other goalie that's been playing for the Canes as of late, he was named NHL's Rookie of the Month this month, or last month. His second in the last 3 months. He was also the December NHL Rookie of the Month. It is a good day to be a Canes goalie.
Vibes are fantastic right now for the Hurricanes organization.
It is right. If you watch the game last night and then stay after for the post game, when they everyone went up and hugged Spencer Martin, including Kochetkov. Right? Kochetkov is out there that had to be a great time, right? Somebody gave up on you and you win. And then it's almost like this morning, Spencer Martin's probably hugging Kochetkov saying, hey, Rookie of the Month, way to go, pal. It's just like you said, the vibes are immaculate. And you're starting to look around. We had Jamie Hirsch on the show yesterday, NHL Network personality. And it almost struck me as it snapped me into reality. because we were talking about trade deadline, which is coming up now in 8 days, is it? 7.5 days? And she goes, the Canes have an abundance of goalies. And she used that term, abundance of goalies. And like I said, it like snapped me out of it because I'm like, wait a second, abundance? Like 2 months ago, there were none. There was Kochetkov, who's young and inexperienced. There was Ronta, who was waived. There's Freddie Anderson, who the future, all we knew was there was a blood clotting issue, and we had no idea how that was going to end up. And then there was, Spencer Martin wasn't even on the team yet. And even when he was picked up off waivers from Columbus, I assumed it was going to be for less than a week. That team was described as having an abundance of goalies, and Jamie Hirsch knows what she's talking about. She's not just, flying by the seat of her pants. So it must, and you look at it, Freddie's on his way back, right? He's practicing. Ronta, we're still waiting on, but he's a proven guy, at least in the postseason over the last 2 years. Spencer Martin's starting to become more and more and more trustworthy, right? You feel more and more comfortable when he goes out there. And Kochetkov is the rookie of the month for 2 of the last 3 months. Who would have thought?
It's almost like the Carolina Hurricanes accidentally just fixed their goaltending issue.
It's now a new issue. Now it's who do you keep? Like, there's going to be an odd man out. Yeah, you can't have 4, right?
You could, but
the postseason you could if somehow one of the injured guys lasts that long. You can wait to bring him back until postseason, then you could hold him. But it's like, are you really going to move on from Spencer Martin? He's one of the best stories of the year. Kochetkov has to get a ton of ice time. Freddie's making $4 million. Like, there's too many reasons for these guys to be trusted. It's crazy how fast life can come at you in the NHL. And not to mention, we also had to talk about the goal scorers. Right now, Columbus, not a great defense. That's aware. Like, we're aware of that. The goals over the last 2.5 games have been unique for the Canes. Aho was trying to pass it, and it deflects into the goal. You want to know how you know things are going well for you? It's like in the NBA when somebody is just filling it, right, when they're just on fire, and they go up and just try to draw a foul and throw some junk towards the bucket. Then the foul isn't called, and it goes in, and it's just like, oh, all right, it's one of those days. When Aho is trying to make a pass, he's trying to cross it to Shea, and instead it hits the skate of a defender, and the goalie can't locate it, and it goes in. How are you going to explain that one?
That's the kind of typical stuff that usually happens to the Hurricanes, not for the Hurricanes. So,
Brady Shea on a fast break. We're talking like a pure finesse, one hand, little misdirection shot from Shea. Teuvo Teravainen, there's a blue jacket. It's in his glove. It's intercepted. It's turning fire. It's a goal. Going back to the previous game, hit Martinook square in the chest, ends up as a goal. Go back to the game before that. Tony DeAngelo fans on one. It ends up going 5-hole. Back to the most recent game, not last night, but the previous. Svechnikov actually goes wide with the shot, but the goalie happens to be standing there. It hits off the skate of the goalie and goes in. I don't know if there's a better 2.5 game stretch proving get shots on goal, right? Good things happen. Not always how you try. Get shots on goal. Good things happen. It may not be how you designed it. Heck, it may not even be a shot, but if it ends up a shot on goal, good things happen, like Aho's with the deflection. And then Seth Jarvis with an open netter.
Yeah.
That's just
complimentary goal.
Yeah, that's just Jarvis being a heady player, doing what you should do. Everybody knows how to do it. Canes win. Spencer Martin gets the laugh. They set themselves up for Winnipeg this weekend. Should be a really fun stretch for the Canes.